Have you ever imagined what it would be like to come up with the next big thing? That one perfect idea or simple gadget that the rest of the world decides overnight they just can't live without? It's easy to imagine it. The hard part is actually making it happen. But it doesn't have to be. Enter Alibaba.com, a company that helps small and medium businesses all over the world do business anywhere in the world. Alibaba.com started pretty much the same way most great ideas do, with a dream. In this case, it was Chinese native Jack Ma's dream. While on a trip to Seattle 11 years ago, Jack found himself right in the middle of the U.S. internet boom. It was then he really began to see the possibilities of this emerging medium and realized he wanted to be a part of it. Jack shared his idea with friends and family, and with his 17 co-founders worked together to find a way to harness the power of the internet. Together, they set the wheels in motion to open up China to global trade.
People say, how can you do B2B in China? Because B2B in the USA, they focus on big companies. They focus on buyers. And we believe there's no big companies in China.
Jack had a vision to connect Chinese manufacturers with buyers from around the world, and he believed the internet was the best way to do that. Today, Alibaba has more than 69 million registered users globally and is now the world's largest business e-commerce marketplace where buyers and sellers meet and connect.
It's sort of a mutual understanding, I think, in the design and engineering world, the capabilities that Alibaba provides now.
For Scott Herbst and his team at Herbst Product, their number one priority is creating innovative designs for their clients, not tracking down and comparing manufacturing facilities. With Alibaba, all it took was a click of the mouse to connect Scott with thousands of manufacturing plants the world over.
The market was looking for something like this. Chinese SMEs were looking for a way to promote themselves to the outside world.
Hey, I'll catch up with you.
Brian Wong, a San Francisco Bay Area native, came to Alibaba in its earliest stage and has seen the company go through its share of growing pains to become the successful business it is now.
What Jack and his team did was really bring that tool to the small, medium-sized businesses in China and, frankly, to other parts of the world through the creation of Alibaba. I think the name was very appealing. The name is a Middle Eastern tale, right? But when you think of Alibaba, you think of open sesame.
Alibaba has been able to open doors to numerous small to medium businesses all over the world. And like their many customers, they too have found success. The company is growing at a rapid rate and just recently moved their headquarters to a state-of-the-art compound in Hangzhou.
When you look at the campus, you see the representative of the internet. You see everything that is modern about business in this world, with 10,000 employees that are able to really balance their work and life and bring passion to everything that they do. And putting that in Hangzhou, where trade began, is really a fun way to bring together the history of Hangzhou as well as the new entrepreneurial spirit of China.
Today, there are more than 12,000 employees from around the world, all working hard to match buyers and suppliers and manufacturers. There are a lot of factors that turn a plan on a drawing board into reality, which is something Scott almost found out the hard way.
We were getting ready to launch a new innovative brand in the children's contemporary furniture. We were about ready to go. We had everything in place. The website was up. The product was ready to go. We had begun booking pre-orders. Retailers were really excited to get their hands on it. And there was one minor detail that was missing from the equation, and it's become somewhat synonymous here as the case of the missing wheel. And it literally came down to the 11th hour. We had been scouring the far corners of the globe trying to find a wheel that satisfied our environmental criteria, which is pretty strict. And ultimately, Alibaba was the key to helping us connect with the right supplier overseas.
Those business standards may reflect the needs of other Alibaba customers as well. And with that in mind, Alibaba.com created unique value-added services like the customized sourcing and inspection service platforms. These tools can help buyers with specific requirements find the right suppliers and manufacture quickly while ensuring product quality.
We have our authentication and verification system for all of our gold suppliers. We do try to add as much information to the equation as possible so that buyers can make a smart decision.
For business owners Susie Wang and her partner Rick Kostick, this is a big deal. They launched 100% Pure to bring organic, fruit-pigmented cosmetics to consumers after Susie discovered something startling while working for a well-known cosmetic company.
When I was developing a skincare, an eye cream actually, I knocked over a vial of a chemical onto a lab table, and I was actually shocked to find out that chemical warped the lab table. And that's when I started to discover that, wow, there are some harsh chemicals in cosmetics.
So in 2005, Susie, along with her brother and her now fiancé Rick, decided to create 100% Pure. But having the good idea is the easy part.
You think, I have this brilliant idea, how do I execute? And Alibaba is the tool to help you execute that idea. It's the golden key.
Yeah.
The golden key to all the factories of the world.
Hello, Alibaba, how may I help you?
Alibaba.com provides many tools to make it manageable for companies like 100% Pure to meet their various needs.
Alibaba allows us as a company, as a healthy 100% pure company, to develop our packaging in a different way.
We have a lot of education programs and tips on our site about how to evaluate your suppliers, how to make sure that you've got a really safe transaction happening.
Alibaba certainly isn't a one-note company. They also invent, create, and build successful businesses.
When someone sets up a storefront on Alibaba's Taobao marketplace, or they set up a storefront on Alibaba.com, they're actually employing people as a result of the growth of that business. And what we'd like to do, indirectly or directly, is to create 100 million jobs as a result of the use of our Alibaba Group platforms.
We're gonna probably hire 2 or 3 more full-time people in the next 30 days.
By using various Alibaba platforms, AJ Forsyth, a student from California Polytechnic Institute, went from a psychology major to a business owner in a little over 2 years.
Really, I didn't have a background in electronics. I've always been fairly good at taking apart stuff and fixing them.
AJ freely admits he was pretty hard on his phone. After breaking his screen more times than he could remember, he began to wonder if there was an easier way to deal with his problem.
I ordered some parts online, consulted with some electrical engineering buddies, and about 2-3 hours later, after taking apart my phone, I had a new screen. I was very excited about it, and then my roommate 2 days later ends up breaking his phone. I was like, hey, I can fix it again, and then we kind of told some friends that were like, hey, yeah, we fixed our own phone, and it really spread organically from there.
After joining forces with business partner Anthony Martin, the two went on to create the iPhone repair company iCracked.
And we kind of put our heads together and saw this challenge, and we're like, hey, maybe this can work. In the last 9 months, and it's been a great ride so far.
The company now has about 100 locations nationwide, all of which was made manageable because of resources found on Alibaba.com.
If you're a product or hardware-based company like we are, you need your suppliers, and your supply chain is the most important thing. Through Alibaba, we've been able to find quality suppliers, and we're very grateful for our suppliers and for the bridge to finding them.
Alibaba has come a long way since it began, overcoming obstacles to become one of the top e-commerce players in China. But more important than that is their core value, that the customer always comes first.
We believe that if you always adhere to what the customer needs, the customers will always come back to you because they realize that you have their interests at heart.
Hangzhou is in the southern tip of the Grand Canal, the longest canal in the world, and the place many believe was where trading first began. So it makes perfect sense that this is where Alibaba.com decided to make its home base. I guess you could say connecting the world is just in their DNA. We'll be right back.